Howdy y'all, this is Austin Gridley coming at you with another video, and this one is fairly straightforward. I believe that 99% of people should not backhand drive, and you should not backhand drive as if you're playing pickleball. And you look at the top pickleball pros, you can see that 85 to 95% of them do not backhand drive. Hardly any of them do. And if they do it, it's usually with a two-handed backhand. And so if you're going to do a two-handed drive, probably want to do a two-handed backhand. It doesn't mean you can't do a one-handed, but same with the pros. So the pros hardly do it, and so they usually know what they're talking about or doing, and so it's not recommended. Now you look at the opposite end of the spectrum. Usually top pros, how many of them do forehand drives? Probably 85 to 95% of them do forehand drives pretty regularly. So it's the opposite end of the spectrum. And so usually the top pros will do forehand drives but not backhand drives. And so I would recommend the same for newer players or 3-0 to 4-5 players. If the top pros aren't doing backhand drives, why are you doing backhand drives? And just going into the basics with it. So a backhand drive, that's usually what I mean by that is when you're at the baseline of the pickleball court, when the ball comes to your backhand, do not try to win with that backhand. You want to either try to drop it, or if you're just trying to get the ball in play, you hit it higher or you hit it harder. That's fine. You're just trying to keep the ball in play. Understandable. I forgive you. But if you're trying to hit this crazy winner from the baseline, do that with your forehand, which is probably much better at that than your backhand. Do not do it with your backhand. Bad idea. And usually when I'm teaching students and I'm just watching them play and seeing why is the game happening the way it is. The students that really love their backhand and they use backhand drives a fair bit, they are lucky if they get 50% of their backhand drives in. And then maybe 10% of those backhand drives are really good. If you're taking a shot that's 50% going to miss, that's a bad shot. You do not want to take that shot. You want to avoid that as much as possible. Same as if I'm playing against someone and they're missing something 50% of the time, I want to find that and I want to make them hit that shot as much as possible. And so even if you think you're really good at the backhand drive, you're less good than you think you are. And so when you're playing, I want you to pay attention to the backhand drive and see how good it is. If you're missing it, how much you're missing it, how much it's hurting the other team, and keep track of that. And then also you can see how good your forehand drive is and compare it. And then I want you to see, okay, if I'm better at my forehand or backhand drive in a game, which one I should be doing. And if one's considerably better than the other, then you should be looking to do the one that's considerably better than the other. And so I teach this, and like I said at the very beginning, I believe 99% of people should not backhand drive. It's just not as good. It's not as easy to do as the forehand drive. And so, for me personally, in Utah, I probably have a top 5 backhand drive. I'm not the best at it in Utah, but I'm fairly competent with my backhand drive. The forehand drive, though, maybe I'd be lucky to be top 25 in Utah. There's some crazy tennis players with really, really good drives, and I'm not known for my drives. And so, anyways, when I'm playing in a tournament or a competitive match, I'm much more likely to hit a forehand drive than a backhand drive because the forehand drive is just so much easier to do, and even if I'm less good at it in perspective, it's a better shot than the backhand drive is going to be. And so I believe I'm in reality in the 1% that could backhand drive, but I choose not to backhand drive because I believe it's not as good of a shot and I don't see as good success with it. And so test it out, see what you see. We'll see what you find out with the backhand drive. If you see some good results with it still, keep doing it. Do what's best for your game. You could be a part of the 1%, but most likely you're going to see improved success with just choosing not to do the backhand drive and just keeping the ball in play when you're at the baseline, and then do your crazy good shots with your forehand at the baseline, which is better anyways. So test it out, see if you like it, comment your results below, and please subscribe and like this video so I can keep making these, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Pickle on, dudes.